Not long ago, a pretty well-known politician, nationally known, was exposed, no pun intended, for having sent nude photos of himself over the internet to a woman that he had met online. Well, he denied and denied and denied it and tried to cover up, and yet day after day the facts came out to where he was put into a corner and finally had to admit the truth, that he had actually done that. I don't know about you, but we see routinely in the news and in the media, as well as just in our own personal lives, people that get exposed for not so great behavior, and they dodge and they duck and they try to cover and hide and divert attention and deny the truth. And the truth is often just the ugliness about themselves and their poor decisions or their poor words. It's common to man, human nature, to avoid allowing ourselves to be exposed in our ugliness. Just recently I went up to some land that Open Arms has that's being watched over by a caretaker named Timothy. And Timothy was instructed not to allow any of the neighbors' cattle to graze on that land because we had recently cultivated it and sprayed some weed killer that could hurt livestock that might be found in there. And when one of our other staff got up there and found neighbors' cows in there, he confronted Timothy. And Timothy just said, you know what? The neighbors asked me if I would allow their cows to graze in there, and I said yes. So I take responsibility. That was my decision, and it's my fault that the cows are in there. Can I tell you how refreshing that was? To have a man who would just say, yep, I've been exposed. I was asked not to allow that to happen, and yet I made a decision, and I went against what I was told, and I did it anyway. But I found that so refreshing that Timothy was honest and open about his failure. You know, the psalmist David, both in chapters 32 of the Psalms and 51, talks about being open and honest. And it says in Psalm 32, when I kept silent, my bones wasted away, my energy was sapped, and yet when I confessed to the Lord, I found healing and forgiveness. And in Psalm 51, he says that, God, you desire truth in the innermost parts, in my inward parts, you desire truth. And knowing that when there is truth going on, there's healing. You know, when our ugly behavior or our lies or our deception are exposed, God knows that healing comes. It's just like exposing a wound. Actually, the air begins to heal a wound, but when it stays covered and away from the light, the healing does not come as rapidly. Try today to be honest and not to duck and not to cover or dodge or divert away from the truth, because God wants you and me healthy, and He wants us whole. And the only way that can happen is when we too desire truth in our innermost parts. Endure that brief moment of pain by exposing your ugliness to the light, because God made it very clear that when things come into the light, they can be healed and they can be whole. God bless you. Thank you for watching Soul Steps today. We appreciate it. Please remember to visit our website at soulsteps.org. There you'll find opportunities to ask for prayer. There's a list of volunteer needs that we have so you can help us grow and develop our team and this work. And it'll show you opportunities for giving financially as you're able. We appreciate your support in every way. And remember that soul steps are important today because God cares about who you are and how you live. God bless you.